那为什么没有画面？Basically, all our class were recorded and put on the YouTube. Okay, so you can watch the video if after the class you like. Okay, so once you log into the AWS cloud system, you will be able to see this. Okay, so this year I applied 3 courses, but we will only take an exercise for Cloud Foundation. This one. Okay, so after you confirm you want to take this class, I will add you to this class. Okay, so you will use your school email ID to log in to the system. Okay, so the class you can go to a module, and you are students. So you will log in and with this GUID. Okay, so you'll be like this. You can watch the video, and there's a recap, and there's a module 1 knowledge check. Okay, to make sure you know everything. Okay, and cloud economy, building. Okay, anyway, after you finish this, you will receive a badge. Okay, so the badge can prove your capability. You can create. I forget. Okay, and we have a learner lab. Learner lab is for you to use the console. Sorry. I have to leave student view. Okay, so you can come to a module and launch your lab. Okay, so, well, I think we spend too much time here, but I just let you know what we are going to have with AWS Academy. Okay. And the other one is option, machine learning. I know some of you maybe have been taken some machine learning courses. Okay, but I'm not teaching machine learning. I don't know. I don't know machine learning. I don't know artificial intelligence. I just know it's important. Okay, but I apply this course. You can, if you want to do it, you can let me know. I can give you a count, so you can have an extra exercise if you like. Okay, they are all similar. You just follow the module and watch your video they provide. Yeah. Okay, let's come back. Okay, now we start the class. Okay, basically I teach 4 classes in our institute. Okay, the last semester I teach the industrial IoT, but we focus on the more technical. Okay, we will talk about more hardware. Okay, so if you are going to work in industrials, it's quite important to know some industrial protocol. Okay, I know you are quite familiar with Ethernet, Wi-Fi, some standard protocols. But for industrials, we are not going to use Wi-Fi for communication. Okay, just like in the classroom, everyone using English, right, to communicate. Okay, but you have your native language. So the machine is like that. They used to use their native language. Okay. So we may use something like LoRa IS-45, something like that, or OPCUA. Well, but this year we focus on cloud computing. So it's more like a back end. Okay, you build a website, right? You put in your mention. That's the front end. Okay, the back end is database. Okay, it sounds like this. All right. So, but the cloud is not just AWS. The other one is Google. Google is very popular cloud service provider too. I believe over 80% people do have a Google account, right? You use Google Mail, you use Google Drive to keep your data, all right? And how about Azure? You know, everyone know Azure? Okay, good. Have you used Azure?
No.
I like to use Azure. I like to use because it's developed by Microsoft, so it's more convenient to use. I can give you examples. Like I use OneNote, right? Actually, this is on the cloud. It's not on my computer, so I can access this anywhere. This is not on my computer, right? So that means, but if I want to access Google Cloud data, it sounds a little bit complicated. Okay, so I want to say is, actually, there are different clouds, but we could not teach all cloud in the class. So we only focus on the AWS. But why? You know why? Google has their advantage. Microsoft also, because everyone uses Microsoft software, Office, PowerPoint, right? Like that. So it's much easier to link. Okay, but AWS, once you look at the interface, it's not so, how can I say, not so familiar with, or not even not friendly. Okay, because you are not familiar with that. But why do that? Because all applications AWS developed have been used in their company. Okay? So their software is not just, Google and Microsoft, they launch a lot of applications, but just a few months or few years, they were taking off. They were shutting down. Why? Because this kind of service was not being appreciated. Okay. Okay, anyway, I think I have been, Another thing is 5G. I think some students attend my class on Tuesday. Okay. However, network is important. Okay. So if you are going to have better management of your network, you have to get this class. And I also teach robots, hardware. So with all of this knowledge, you will be able to know how to construct the intelligent manufacturing environment. Okay, so that's a big scope. Even just look at the cloud computing is a big scope. I would not be able to teach you everything. Okay. Even though I just mentioned so many things, you may not be able to remember. But that's less than 50% of the technology, seriously, to talk about this. Okay, so if you want to learn IoT, if you want to learn cloud computing, actually, you rely on yourself. Okay, my job is to instruct you to have best knowledge, and I will invite you to the work. Then you experience that. We go to visit the smart city as board. Okay, they may show you what is intelligent medical service, right? And maybe what is the smart home, how to build a smart home, smart traffic, how to put a car to internet. Okay, something like that. And inspire you to be creative. Okay. So, that's a plan. But what will we learn in this class? In the class, you will know how to use cloud for computing, I just say, and the problem-based learning, you will try to find something that currently in use and upgrade it to an IoT. Okay, like this is my water bottle, right? We use this. Okay, how about I want to monitor how much water I drink per day? Okay, so I may put a sensor, and the weight sensor can detect the weight of my bottle, right? So I will send this data to cloud, right? So I will keep a record to know how much water I drink per day. Okay? So you create a smart water bottle. Okay, but once you create a bottle, you look at a website, you want to sell it, and you'll find out someone already make it and sell it with a very low price. So you have to consider how to make your cost lower to compare with them if you want to run a startup company. Right? Well, I just give it for example. Okay? Okay, but now everyone talk about artificial intelligence, right? So, what's artificial intelligence? What's artificial intelligence? You will do something like people should do, right? Okay, so how about the bottle become my mother? Okay, my mother will remind me to drink every 2 hours, right? So I may develop artificial intelligence. If I don't drink, you will call me, hey, you should drink some water, something like that. So like my mother. Okay. Okay, so that's a book we are going to use, but we mainly focus on this part. And the last exercise we are going to do on cloud and on the devices. Okay, I put the information here. At the end, your team will be asked to build a website to introduce your project. Okay. Don't worry about the technical things. We have been pursuing this for many years, so every year students can do. If 10 years ago, if you want to build a website, maybe it's quite difficult. But now, today, if you are going to build a website, probably you just take 30 minutes to watch a video, and then you can build a very professional website, even with shopping cart. Okay, shopping cart. Shopping cart is with, blog. Blog is just information, right? You just post your message, your articles. But if you are going to have a shopping cart, it's pretty complicated. Why? First, you need your database, right? You need to verify person. They need to become a member. And then you also need to connect to the credit card company to charge them for buying things. How can you do so many things? How can you know this? Are you going to build that with AWS cloud? Yes, we do that. But we just start teaching these class. 7 years ago, 5, 7 years ago. But now I'm not going to do that because now it's much easier. Before, we will ask the students to build a website by AWS cloud, and now I think it's better to use this. Okay, and also keep the GitHubs. Okay, keep the technical data. If everyone know GitHub, raise your hand. How many? I just it's nothing about grading. I just want to know how many people know GitHubs. Okay. Okay, so I will have a max to spend more time explain this to you. But anyway, there's a link here. Okay, so no. Okay, key takeaway. It sounds like we are going to end the class. No. This is just a start. Okay, so once you are going to build a website, you may have many elements to put in, right? You need your database, storage, setting, a lot of things. It's too difficult. Okay. But if we look at the IoT, it's not easy too. Okay. But when we have an exercise with what time is it? 几点了？我觉得我讲太慢了，我们都还没讲到那个，没关系，就随便聊。When we have a hands-on, we have Arduino, right? We only focus on how to communicate, right? We are not worried about security because nothing to worry. We just pass the temperature, temperature, humidity data, or nothing in private. There's no privacy concern. There's no sensitive information. But if today we are trying to build a smart medical service, we are going to monitor the patient in the nursing house. Okay, they have a privacy. Okay, the patient, they may have blood pressure or some information need to keep in the cloud. So we have to concern the security. Okay, so that's what we are going to. That's why we need to use professional platform, okay, like AWS. Well, but I'm not Amazon's salesman, all right? I just try to let you know the advantage of the industrial grade platform. Okay, we can have some exercise to have a concept. But if you join a company, you tell your boss to do this, that's foolish. You need to tell them industrial grade. Okay. Tell your boss to make real things. Okay, so first, that's device, right? You may have a sensor. Then, first, authentication, secure with multiple authentication and encryption. Okay, that's we are not IT professionals, so you just need to know how to use it. Oh, okay, then device gateway. Like I say, most of the devices, they are not using Wi-Fi. They could be like Bluetooth, like Zigbee, like LoRa, anyway, for Bluetooth, you need to have a Bluetooth gateway. For LoRa, you need your LoRa gateway. For RS-45 Modbus or other industrial protocols, you need to use gateway. Okay, so the gateway for pass to the cloud. Okay, and the user like you may use a cell phone, you may use your laptops to access. Okay, but let's call device shadow. It was not always connected, right? Like you link your cell phone, but you are not always watching it, right? You may keep it in your pocket, but when you take it out, it was still connected. Okay, but of course, if it's over time, it will disconnect. Okay, anyway, if you want to access, also you need to retrieve. But this is only for IoT devices. How about you say it? Okay, so this is very important. I teach for many years, then I figure out this. How many of you from IT department? You are too professional. I'm afraid to make mistake. But I think everyone knows this, right? OSI. That's called Open Systems Interconnection. Okay, so what's this? We know the computer is running with, when you transmit data, it's from 0, 1, 0, 1, like on, off, right? So that's a bit. Okay, that's a physical layer. And the data link, what's data link? Data link, we make a series numbers, like 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, so 8 bits become 1 byte, right? Anyone know why? Zero one, zero one, zero one, zero one, like this. So this is a byte. This is a bit, right? Okay, but think of a long time ago, 30, 40 years ago, we don't have a Wi-Fi. We don't have Wi-Fi. We don't have Ethernet. So how do people transmit data? Okay, so it's like a RS-45 Modbus. Okay, they use, I know, if you don't take the class last semester, probably you should know, right? What is the Modbus? Okay, but you will consider like this. We have an ID, we have a function, we have data, we have a CRC. So we call this is a frame. That's the way we transmit the data. Okay. Anyway, now we come into the internet world. So we have, I think everyone heard about TCP/IP, right? TCP/IP. So that's the TCP, that's IP, and the section presentation applications. Okay, I'll give you examples. You write a mail, you write a letter. So that's a physical. Okay. So then you throw it, put in the envelope. You put in the envelope. Okay? You write a letter. You write a letter, right? You put in the envelope. Okay. So that's friend. Okay. Then you write your address. That's a NTUST, right? School address. So that's IP. Okay. Then you want to email to your home, right? So there's a route. So first, you have to send the email to. You need to put in a post mailbox, right? Then they will deliver to airport, and maybe you live in Indonesia, for example. So the flight will fly to Indonesia, right? And distribute this. So that's transport, right? And the section and the others. Okay. This part, these three parts, is IT part. I mean, on the computer, on the server, that's all data transmission. These four is for transport. Okay, so you just remember this so you won't forget. Okay, that's 3, and that's 7. Okay, then we come to here. That's IoT. As I say, IoT, the devices we use in industries, is even earlier when we have internet. So at that time, they didn't have TCP/IP. Understand? Okay, so the way we transmit data is based on the frame, like I say here. Okay, but the good thing is, this is easier much to, I mean the payload, the total data is smaller. So the data, maybe we can call it lightweight. Okay, it's more economy. Okay, so that's why we prefer to have this. Anyway, 5 layer is quite similar. You see physical layer, we have sensors. And the network layers. Okay, so the network is different. There is contain some gateway. And the middlewares is just like a translator, right? Like I say, everyone talk about English. The English is Wi-Fi, it's a that. But at home, we speak different language, right? Okay, so that application and the business layer is quite similar. Okay, last one. We will talk about this in the class later, go through more details. But it's better to have a connection to have an overall view. So you will be more clear. So in point 3, now, everyone talk about SaaS, PaaS, IaaS. IaaS means infrastructure. Infrastructure like a network, storage, computations. So AWS, they provide the service. Okay, but how about network? Like Chunghwa Telecom. Okay, they provide the infra. Okay, so that's the IaaS. But what is the PaaS? Platform. Platform is a service. Like I say, it's very difficult for you to construct a website. But with WIX, the website platform, you can easily to build a website, even with a shopping cart, right? So that's IoT application development. we were working on this with AWS IoT. Okay, so we will build this and provide a service to the consumer, to the customer, or for the company. Understand? Okay, so that's today's takeaway. Just remember 3, 5, 7. Okay, so it's quite important. That's today's takeaway. But we are not going to finish. Okay, don't leave. We should take a break, but. Okay, anyway, this is a problem-based learning course with hands-on project. And my name is Suo Liang, and JD is our TA. Okay, so maybe we take a break first. But no, not breakfast. Take a break first. Come back in 10 minutes. Okay.